Hi there, my dear future charters. Welcome to the paper discussion series by More Academy. If you have solved question number 1 before this video, then you have already secured your 20 marks. It means 1/5 of the paper is over and now only 80 marks are remaining. On the other hand, if you are starting your solution with question number 2 itself, then let us go ahead to secure your first 20 marks. Question number 2A. This is for 5 marks. From the following information, draw up a trial balance in the books of Shri M as on 31st of March 2021. Now they have given you a list of trial balance items. Capital, discount allowed, carriage outward, return inward, rent and taxes, stock on 1st April 2020, sundry creditors, commission received, cash at bank, stock on 31st March 2021. That means this is a closing stock. So earlier was opening stock on 1st April 2020. This is closing stock on 31st March 2021. Then you have purchases, carriage inward, sales, return outwards, plant and machinery, sundry debtors, investments, cash in hand, motorcycle. Now after reading this, let us consider what are the basic observations which we are required to keep in mind before starting the solution. First one, trial balance is expected to be prepared on 31st of March 2021, so that will have to come in the heading. Next, they have given you carriage inward and carriage outward. Both the things are given to you. Please note that one is inward, other is outward, but still both of them are expenses. Sometimes in examination condition, there is a chance that some students by mistake may consider carriage inward is an expenditure and carriage outward is an income, which is not the case. Whether it is inward or it is outward, both of them are expenses. That means both of them should come on the debit side of trial balance. Next one, they have given you return inwards and return outwards. Just like carriage inward outward, they have given you return inward and outward. Now please note that return inwards are sales return. It means goods are coming in. So these will be recorded on the debit side of trial balance. On the other hand, return outwards are purchase returns. It means goods are going out. So these will be recorded on credit side of trial balance. For carriage inward and outward, both are on the debit side of trial balance. For return inward and outward, there is a slight difference because it talks about different movement of goods. Return inwards will be on debit side of trial balance and return outward will be on credit side of trial balance. Next, they have given you opening stock and closing stock both. Please note that only opening stock is recorded in trial balance. Generally, closing stock is not recorded in trial balance. It is given as an adjustment, which is very famous adjustment for all your 11th standard studies, trading account, credit side and balance sheet asset side. So generally closing stock is not recorded in trial balance. If closing stock is required to be recorded in trial balance, then we will have to record COGS, that is cost of goods sold, in the trial balance. That means opening stock, add purchases, less closing stock. That's how we'll have to do that particular thing. That means opening stock cannot come, purchases cannot come, only closing stock will come and cost of goods sold will come in the trial balance. Or we will have to record net purchases in trial balance. That means the amount of purchases will be purchases minus purchase returns minus closing stock. Or we will have to record gross profit in trial balance. That means neither purchases nor sales nor opening stock, directly GP will be considered in trial balance. But that is not required to be considered. We can safely specify that the closing stock is going to be shown by way of an adjustment, not by way of a trial balance. So in the trial balance, we will consider only opening stock. The three different alternatives which I have mentioned in point number 4 of the observations are to be applied when the problem is specifically telling you that please consider only cost of goods sold in trial balance, or show net purchases in trial balance, or directly consider GP in trial balance. Then you can consider those adjustments or those type of treatments. Otherwise, it is always better to consider closing stock not as a part of trial balance. Opening stock will come, purchases will come separately, sales will come separately, closing stock will be omitted from trial balance and it will be considered in adjustments. So with these observations in mind, let us go ahead for the purpose of preparing the trial balance, which looks somewhat like this. Is a credit item, so it will come on credit side. Purchases, discount allowed, carriage inward and carriage outward all represent expenses. So debit all expenses and losses, it will be coming on debit side of trial balance. Sales, goods are going out, sales is an income, it will be shown on the credit side of trial balance. Return inward, as we have already discussed, will be shown on the debit side of trial balance, and return outward on credit side of trial balance. Rent and taxes are expenses, debit all expenses, it will be coming on debit side. Plant and machinery and opening stock, debtors, these three items are our assets. Since they are asset, they will have debit balance, so they will be shown on the debit side of trial balance. Sundry creditors, is an amount which is payable. It represents a liability. Liability is always a credit balance. It will be shown on the credit side of trial balance. Investment represents an asset, so it will be shown on the debit side. Commission received is an income. Credit all incomes and gains. They will be shown on the credit side. Cash in hand, cash at bank, and motorcycle. All these three things are our assets. Asset means debit balance. Debit balance are shown on the debit side of trial balance. So this is how the trial balance will be arranged. Now here we have considered the simple format of single particulars column and two different amount columns, debit and credit, one besides another. It is also possible that you can prepare a T format of trial balance in which there will be two particulars column. So it will be debit side, particulars and debit amount, and credit side will be again particulars and credit amount. That format is also okay. Whatever the format you are choosing, don't forget to write the heading trial balance of Shri M as on 31st of March 2021. Name of the person or name of the business is required to be also written, as well as the date on which the trial balance is prepared is also supposed to be written. Don't forget to take the total of the trial balance and then 5 marks are in your pocket. Very easy question. 5 marks are already given by institute to you. Let us go ahead for next question, question number 2B in the next video.